population of about 15 and 17,000. Lower revenue and a poverty level of about 22%, whereas Cheatham County has a population of 43,000 and a poverty level of only about 8%. So there's really no reason why Cheatham County can't afford this program for their seniors. It's not like seniors won't be paying property taxes. We will still be paying the same as we are now, including the almost 50% increase for this year. Unlike the hotels in National City that pay absolutely no property tax at all. They could be your family members, friends, and neighbors that could benefit from this program. When this program is adopted, and if the county decides they no longer want to help their senior citizens, they can always vote it out, but at least give it a try. Would someone please put the property tax freeze for senior citizens 65 and older up for a vote? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, we're going to call on Mr. Malik Sylvester with Sycamore High School Band. He's got a presentation he wants to show us tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing us to speak before you. My name is Malik Sylvester, and this is Penelope Pitts, and we are your Sycamore band directors. We just want to take a moment tonight to thank you for the financial allocations that you helped bring about to our band program. Next slide.
Good evening. As Malik said, my name is Penelope Pitts. I'm the other band director at Sycamore. On the screen there, you can see just a few of our students who are enjoying the recently held Cheatham County Honor Band and just their smiles and their excitement. And we're here tonight just to thank you for your assistance, for your support, and for the allocation of funds that came in this year. Next slide, please.
So our band programs were both blessed to receive, like I said, financial allocations through the school board, but also with the thanks of you allocating that for our school board. The middle school was able to receive $3,000 this year, and the high school received $5,000 this year, and that is above and beyond what we would have expected. So we just are so thankful for that. And what we were able to use those funds were to purchase new instruments, repair some of the ones we currently had, and some of those projects that we had in repairing those instruments would have taken 3 to 4 years that we were able to actually take care of this year. So with your funding, that actually helped make that happen for our students. So we want to say thank you for that.
And of course, being honest, we're hoping that that would be something that would to continue into next school year and even beyond. Can we get the next screen up there as well? So being the hopeful, optimistic people that we are, we're hoping that that would be an allowance or an allotment that would be continued. So we have put together some thoughts and some planning for what we would use next year. Malik said we bought some instruments this year, but in a band program, the instrument needs never really gets down to zero. So if you want to go on to the next one, please. So for next year, we would like to use that money to buy another concert snare drum as well as a bass clarinet. But honestly, our biggest need at Sycamore Band right now is the high school drumline equipment. And if you've ever seen us in a parade or out on a Friday night football game, you've seen our drumline. They're very enthusiastic. They're wonderful kids. But right now we're using equipment that is well over a decade and a half old and just isn't designed to last that long. We've been able to get parents in the community and other supporters to be able to rig parts and pieces and even build in a shop little parts to like add on because the replacement parts are just not available anymore. So we're really hoping that any allocations you can send our way, that we would be able to put that toward replacing our drumline equipment for next year, which comes in at around $11,000.
So in this image you're going to see right now is 2 of our current band students. That instrument is a baritone saxophone, and that was a project that's probably about 4 years out that we were able to actually get repaired this year. So those students are super excited. We want to talk about what is our why. How do we function as a band program, Penelope and I? We have a shared team vision, so we just want to communicate that the allocations that you're making through the school board and the school board through to our band programs is actually helping a cohesive team. we don't just consider Penelope's band room to be one separate thing and my band room to be one separate thing. It's a cohesive team. And so when we found out that we were going to get these allocations, we sat down and decided what are the needs that's going to help this program for years to come, not just in the immediate, but for years to come, and how can we stretch that out to serve more of our students. So we just want to communicate that part. Next slide, please.
We do also just want to point out all the wonderful smiles on the faces, and we're just so thankful that Sycamore Band has been able to grow as a culture and as a community, as a family, and we're just appreciative of you all as the supporters of the county, as well as all of their parents and everyone else that helps. You can see, again, just some smiling faces. So we do ask for a lot in terms of funding, but we're also very appreciative, and so are our students. Those are some of the instruments that we were able to purchase this year, and that was a unique setting because the middle school actually owns those exact same drums, but the high school did not until this year. So Malik and I have had to be very specific in choosing the music and saying, hey, are you going to use the drums this time or can I use them? And we've been able to share them back and forth over the past few years, but because of the funds that we got this year, we now have 2 sets, so we can play more music and we don't have to move them across the parking lot. So we're very appreciative of that.
Our final closing thought was just, if you could go to that last slide, Frank, please. Because of us working together, we're able to understand that in both band rooms, the same parameters, same expectations exist. And so it was actually allowed us to achieve a lot of success this past March, which you'll see in this photo. We took 3 different groups to what's called concert performance assessment. Really what that is called the TCAP for band. And so that's where students are adjudicated in front of judges and they get a grade, which was an A or a superior rating. And it was things like this, because of our success through your partnership in preparing these instruments, providing these new instruments, repairing the things that we were able to do, that helped us achieve this level of success. Without this wonderful quality instrument that we were able to purchase, it wouldn't have been possible. So we just thank you for your partnership, thank you for your belief in the school system and in the band programs, and we just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Band was the best part of school.
Thank you.
We think so as well.
All right, Sheriff, you want to call us to order?
All right. Legislative body of Cheatham County is now in session on this Monday, April 21st, 2025.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for your love and mercy in this beautiful day. Thank you for this beautiful Easter we had and all the families together. And thank you for everything that you do for us. Help us tonight as our commissioners. We make decisions for our county. Help us to make the right decisions. Lord, watch over those who lead the state and our federal, that keep our country safe, our state safe, and our county safe. Watch over those EMS and our sheriff's department and all those involved that are out there protecting our citizens and helping our citizens in time of need. Thank you for all you do for us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
David Anderson.
Here.
Calton Blacker.
Here.
Randy Noe.
Here.
Tim Williamson.
Here.
Chris Gilmore.
Here.
BJ Hudspeth.
Here.
Bill Powers.
Here.
Walter Weekly.
Here.
Diana Lovell. Here. Eugene Evans.
Here.
James Hedgepath.
Here.
Mike Breedlove.
Here.
We have 12 present, 0 absent. We have a quorum. I have a motion to approve the agenda for April 21st, 2025.
Motion.
Have a second? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Approval of minutes for regular session March 17th, 2025. Can we get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Hudspeth. Second by Ms. Lovell. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any comments from elected officials tonight?
How y'all doing?
Hey. You have any public hearings?
Yes, sir.
We're going to open up the public hearing at 6:11 PM.
So I have a couple of corrections, and I'll point those out as we go. They're minor corrections. Public notice agenda for April 21st, 2025 is advertised in the newspaper of local distribution. The Cheatham County Commission will meet on April 21st, 2025 at 6 p.m. in the General Sessions Courtroom in Ashland City, Tennessee. The following items will be heard. Agenda items to be heard. Amend the Cheatham County Zoning Resolution, Section 9.020, to add the following as a new subsection. 8, provide to each of the members of the Cheatham County Commission a copy of the public notice of matters to be heard by the Cheatham County Regional Planning Commission and the Cheatham County Board of Zoning Appeals, not less than 3 days following the submission of such notice for publication. Notwithstanding the foregoing, the failure to provide such notice shall not invalidate any proceedings carried out pursuant to this resolution. Item 2, amend the Cheatham County Zoning Resolution, Section 9.0805 by adding a new subsection as follows. This section E, there is a correction. I'll just read the corrected version. E, has not been conducted on the property for a period of at least 6 months prior to the filing of the conditional use application if such activity was commenced in violation of this resolution. Item number 3, amend the Cheatham County Zoning Resolution, Section 9.0915 to add a new subsection as follows. This needs to be corrected. It was published as E. It needs to be item F. F, the building commissioner may waive the requirement of providing a map as set forth in this section 9.0915 if I, the subject property, consists of a single parcel on the Cheatham County tax map. 2, the rezoning request is for the entirety of such parcel. And 3, the building commissioner determines the Cheatham County tax map depiction of the property provides an adequate rendering of parcel and surrounding properties. Item 4, amend the Cheatham County zoning resolution by deleting section 9.100 in its entirety and replacing it with the following. 9.100 violations and penalties. 1, criminal. It is unlawful to erect, construct, reconstruct, alter, maintain, or use any building or structure, or to use any land in violation of any regulation, in any provision of any ordinance, or any amendment thereof enacted or adopted by any county legislative body under the authority of this part, pursuant to Tennessee Code annotated Section 13.7.111. Such violation is a Class C misdemeanor each and every day during which such illegal erection, construction, reconstruction, alteration, maintenance, or use continues is deemed a separate offense. 2, civil. Any violation of this resolution, including requirements lawfully imposed by the Cheatham County Regional Planning Commission or the Cheatham County Board of Zoning Appeals, may result in the assessment of a civil fine of $50 per violation for each day such violation or violations continue. 5, amend the Cheatham County Zoning Resolution, Section 9.110 by deleting the text under this section heading and replacing it with the following. In addition to such, any criminal proceedings and/or civil fines for violations of this resolution and pursuant to Tennessee Code annotated Section 13.7.111, any building or structure that is or is proposed to be erected, constructed, reconstructed, altered, maintained, or used, or any land that is or is proposed to be used in violation of this resolution, the county legislative body, the Attorney General and reporter, the District Attorney General for the judicial district in which such violation occurs or is threatened, the county building commissioner or any adjacent or neighboring property owner who would be especially damaged by such violation, in addition to other remedies provided by law, may institute injunction, mandamus, abatement, or any other appropriate actions, proceedings to prevent, enjoin, or abate, or remove such unlawful erection, construction, reconstruction, alteration, maintenance, or use. Franklin Wilkinson, Director, Cheatham County Building Department.
Do we have anybody in the audience that wishes to speak on this item here, on the public hearing? Not seeing any, we close the public hearing at 6:16.
I'd like to make a motion to defer items 2 through 5.
So we have a motion and a second to defer items 2 through 5. Do we have anybody question or comments on this?
We discussed in the workshop about the ban with paper, and I would just like for us to sit down in the workshop and talk about some of the zoning things that maybe we need to look at.
Roll call, please, on this. Wait, I'm sorry. Does anybody else have any questions? Roll call, please.
Diana Lovell,
Yes.
Eugene Evans,
No.
James Hedgepath,
Yes.
Mike Breedlove,
Yes.
David Anderson,
Yes.
Calton Blacker,
Yes.
Randy No,
Yes.
Tim Williamson,
Yes.
Chris Gilmore,
Yes.
BJ Hudspeth,
Yes.
Bill Powers,
Yes.
Walter Weekly.
Yes.
Anybody wish to change their vote? Have 11 yes, 1 no, 0 absent. Motion carries. We have Item 1 left.
I'd like to approve.
I have a motion to approve item 1 by Ms. Lovell. Second by Mr. Powers. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Diana Lovell,
Yes.
Eugene Evans,
Yes.
James Hedgepath,
Yes.
Mike Breedlove,
Yes.
David Anderson,
Yes.
Calton Blacker,
Yes.
Randy No,
Yes.
Tim Williamson,
Yes.
Chris Gilmore,
Yes.
BJ Hudspeth,
Yes.
Bill Powers,
Yes.
Walter Weekly.
Yes.
Anybody wish to change your vote? 12 yes, 0 no. Motion carries. Anything else in,
I don't have anything unless anybody has questions.
anybody have any questions for Ms. Wilson? Moving on, budget.
Item 1, budget amendments, county general, jail, $894.99. South Cheatham Library, $8,500. Cheatham County Library, $12,500. Sheriff's Department, $5,000. Emergency Medical Services, $24,000. County Mayor, $2,400. Sheriff's Department, $105,000. Building and Codes, $13,950. And jail, $23,000. Budget vote was 5 yes, 0 no, 0 absent. Funding source various.
Motion by Mr. Powers,
Second.
second by Mr. Anderson. Anybody have any questions? We went over this last Monday in the workshop. No questions? Roll call, please.
Bill Powers,
Yes.
Walter Weekly,
Yes.
Diana Lovell,
Yes.
Eugene Evans,
Yes.
James Hedgepath,
Yes.
Mike Breedlove,
Yes.
David Anderson,
Yes.
Calton Blacker,
Yes.
Randy No,
Yes.
Tim Williamson,
Yes.
Chris Gilmore,
Yes.
BJ Hudspeth.
Yes.
Anybody wish to change your vote? 12 yes, 0 no. Motion carries.
Item 2, budget amendments highway, capital outlay, $92,670. Budget vote 5 yes, 0 no, 0 absent. Funding source revenue collected from the sale of equipment.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Powers,
Second.
second by Ms. Lovell. Any questions? Roll call.
Bill Powers,
Yes.
Walter Weekly,
Yes.
Diana Lovell,
Yes.
Eugene Evans,
Yes.
James Hedgepath,
Yes.
Mike Breedlove,
Yes.
David Anderson,
Yes.
Calton Blacker,
Yes.
Randy No,
Yes.
Tim Williamson,
Yes.
Chris Gilmore,
Yes.
BJ Hudspeth.
Yes.
Anybody wish to change your vote? 12 yes, 0 no. Motion carries.
Item 3, surplus county general, Canon copier. Once approved for surplus, item will be scrapped. Budget vote 5 yes, 0 no, 0 absent. Funding source none.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Hudspeth,
Second.
second by Mr. Powers. Any questions? Roll call, please.
B.J. Hudspeth,
Yes.
Bill Powers,
Yes.
Walter Weekly.
Yes.
Diana Lovell,
Yes.
Eugene Evans, James Hedgepath,
Yes.
Mike Breedlove,
Yes.
David Anderson,
Yes.
Carlton Blacker,
Yes.
Randy No,
Yes.
Tim Williamson,
Yes.
Chris Gilmore,
Yes.
May change your vote. 12 yes, 0 no, motion carries.
That's my final item.
That's it. You see your information items down below. May have any questions on any of that? Moving along, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Chairman. Several items to bring to your attention this evening, the same items that we had last week in the work session. First item is vote for the mayor's signature on retainage escrow agreement between Cheatham County, RTA Builders LLC, and Pinnacle Bank. Vote for the mayor's signature on memorandum agreement between NABSURVW Brink and Cheatham County Sheriff's Department. Next item is vote for the mayor's signature on Clark Power Gen maintenance agreement for our maintenance department. Next item is vote for the mayor's signature on M&M Microsystems Incorporated contract. Then the next several include the new fire contracts that we're working on with the town of Ashland City, town of Pegram, Pleasant View Volunteer Fire Department, town of Kingston Springs, and the Volunteer Fire Department of Harpeth Ridge. Also, the next item is vote for the mayor's signature on American Business Copiers, Inc., with an addendum for our accounting office. And the last item for consideration this evening will be vote for the mayor's signature on Securus contract for the jail.
We have a motion to approve item 1 through 11.
Motion.
A motion by Mr.
I'd like to, have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 separate vote,
So, okay, let me back up.
fire contracts.
Okay. So we would like a motion on item 1, 2, 3, 10, and 11.
4.
4 and 11. Yeah, okay, 4. Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Powers. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, and 11. Any questions? Roll call, please.
David Anderson,
Yes.
Carlton Blacker,
Yes.
Randy No,
Yes.
Tim Williamson,
Yes.
Chris Gilmore,
Yes.
B.J. Hudspeth,
Yes.
Bill Powers,
Yes.
Walter Weekly,
Yes.
Dinah Lovell,
Yes.
Eugene Evans,
Yes.
James Hedgepath,
Yes.
Mike Breedlove.
Yes.
Anybody wish to change your vote? We've got 12 yes, 0 no, motion carries. Item 5, we have a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Hudspeth,
Second.
second by Mr. No. Any questions or comments?
I have a question, Mayor. Is, where the fire departments can solicit, from people in their district that is given, tax to the fire tax?
That's solely in Pleasant View, none of the rest of them are.
Pleasant View can solicit.
Well, what we've got in the contract that's approved on their side and approved tonight is they would have to give us notice of whatever they put down in solicitation 14 days before it's mailed out, so we could respond in some way to it. If you want that changed, we can change that.
I'd like to be changed because at one time there was language in the contract years back that, would be no solicitor.
I mean, y'all vote to amend that out, well, I'll alert them tomorrow, but that's what they have to, that's what becomes from the county side. That's the only one that was involved, none of the rest of them are actively seeking donations like that, which we're dealing with a bunch of cities, which are government entities. The other volunteer fire department on the bridge has no reach out like that, like they do in Pleasant View.
Well, I just think it's a money grab to money.
We've had that discussion, I understand, I fully understand.
And I would like to see it, taken out of the contract.
Would you like it amended to no donations? I mean, if they approve it that way, we can do that, but of course, maybe attorney's okay, man.
I'd like to amend it, take it out of no solicit donations.
Well, when you say that, Walter, you're talking about all?
Oh, I would say all of them. all districts.
I think it can reach every one of them.
Yeah, that's no problem. I mean, none of the rest of them have been doing that, and had no problem, that's brought up, so there'll be no problem.
But I think, you know, it's a money grab, because I know one man that, is in the military, lives in Fort Lewis, Washington, and I'm sure he got one of the mail outs that didn't spell out, hey, you already, paid my fire tax, so more than likely, he sent them some money. And I think that's wrong. I'd like to amend it, the fire contracts to where no money could be solicited in the districts where there is a fire tax paid to the departments.
So right now, we have a motion on number 5. So Walter's wanting to amend the motion to say, there will be no solicitation for donations in the areas that, pay the fire tax.
Mail out donations. Mail out donations.
So you just don't want the solicitation by mail?
Yes.
They could have other
Yes.
types of fundraisers?
Yeah, I mean, if they see David and ask him for a donation, that's not really.
That's like, we could do a car wash or something.
Right.
So just mail solicitation.
But mail outs.
Pull your motion.
It's both on the original weekly on the amendment.
That was Cal then.
Cal made the motion.
Oh, okay. Cal made the motion. You pull it.
I withdraw my second. I withdraw.
Okay. So, well, that kills yours. So can I get a motion for item 5 through 9 with all, the item 5 through 9 saying the fire departments won't solicit by mail for donations to any area that pays a fire contract. Anybody make a motion on that?
That's my motion.
Motion by Mr. Weekly.
I second that.
Who said that? Mr. No? Second by Mr. No. Any questions or comments on this?
So in the way that Pleasant View's contract is written now, it says that they will give 2 weeks' notice on any mail out.
Well, we worked out with 2 weeks' notice, before they would mail anything out, so therefore we could respond on Facebook, say, getting this, but this isn't, you're paid by your contract.
You're not
Give
bound by
county-
doing this. blah,
Yeah,
blah,
we give
blah.
the county a chance to respond, this would just say no mail solicitation whatsoever, what he's recommending, or what he's asking for.
Gotcha.
Any more questions? So the motion is there will be no mail-in solicitations for donations on any area that has a fire tax.
Because years past, it was in the contract, and somehow it just got omitted.
So we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? Comments? Roll call, please.
Walter Weekly?
Yes.
Diana Lovell?
Yes.
Eugene Evans?
Yes.
James Hedgepath?
Yes.
Mike Breedlove?
Yes.
David Anderson?
Yes.
Carlton Blacker?
Yes.
Randy No?
Yes.
Tim Williamson?
Yes.
Chris Gilmore?
Yes.
BJ Hudspeth?
Yes.
Bill Powers?
Yes.
Anybody wish to change your vote? 12 yes, 0 no, motion carries.
That's all I had, Chairman, unless somebody's got some questions.
You have your information from the mayor in your packet. Anybody questions or comments to the mayor? Mr. Bly?
I don't have anything tonight unless anybody has a question.
Anybody questions for the attorney? All right. Let's see if we got any. Ms. Perry, you have anything? Road Superintendent, Mr. Bakley? Everything good? Ms. Sheriff? His report's in the packet. School Board?
Good afternoon. I can't believe we're at the end of April. As if you have children or grandchildren or teachers, you know that we're right dead in the middle of testing time. Third grade, second grade through 11th grade right now, so that's always a fun time in our schools. We've had multiple pep rallies to try to get our students excited to take this test. I did want to thank you guys for your presentation. If all of our schools and employees and groups work together like in the Lake do, it'd be a wonderful place for sure. They're also in my aspiring meetings as well. The only date that I have to tell you about is on Friday, May 2nd. That is our Special Olympics that will be hosted at Harpeth Middle School, High School on the football field, and it starts at 9 a.m. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Move along, UT Extension.
You all got your information in your packets about our highlights from last month. I do just want to comment, every time I run into one of y'all, you ask me how we love the new office, and we're approaching a year right now that we've been in there, and we absolutely love it. Our foot traffic has increased probably twice as much as it was in our new location, and we really appreciate that, because that just means we can make a bigger difference in people's lives, so we appreciate it.
Thank you. Any questions? ECD, changes. Standing committees, beer board.
We approved a permit for Teeter's Market on River Road.
Emergency services, nothing. Capital improvements, nothing. County rules, nothing. Road and bridge,
Nope, did not meet.
man, we're rolling along tonight. Any other new business?
Yes. I'm sorry. Harpeth Ridge Fire Department has it's not new business, it's an announcement, sorry. Harpeth Ridge Fire Department has their barbecue Friday and Saturday. I will send the email to all of you.
All right, next month, we're gonna, in the workshop, we're gonna be looking at the codes on campers.
That's what y'all want to do.
Yeah, that's what commissioners asked to do. Is any of the commissioners interested in next month workshop looking at the tax freeze issue?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, I'll put that on the agenda for the workshop for May.
Can Cindy can you have them here next
I
month?
will look at that. That is which day? The 12th?
Second Monday?
Is that when you want them here?
Sure.
Let me work on that.
Will that be the same guy that came last time and spoke about it?
I'm not sure if it'll be the same guy. I'm not sure if he's even still there.
But
They will assign someone.
be kind of the same presentation? I'm
Probably so.
assuming?
They'll probably update their spreadsheet from the last one, and I'll see about getting the CTAS reps here as well.
I sent an email last month about training for all elected officials for Narcan, and I'm sorry I let the ball drop, but we will get on that next month.
That it?
My time.
Your turn, Commissioner Doe.
If I asked a show of hands of how many commissioners would be in favor of saving the county approximately $500,000, I'm sure everybody in here would raise their hand. Well, that's exactly what I'm gonna ask. At the workshop, it was brought up about House Bill 1097 and Senate Bill 0845, and how that would affect state withholding funds if we proceeded with the build-out of the new maintenance facility. These two bills have nothing to do with building a pole barn in Cheatham County. These two bills are about gun laws in Shelby and Memphis. I mean, that's what they were brought up about, and that's what they're about. You know. As far as the fire marshal is concerned and getting involved in the building, the only way he can get involved is somebody call him. And I'm not gonna call him. It was brought up that with by doing this, that we were trying to do something that we asked the citizens of the county not to do. If the citizens of the county want to build a pole barn and make it a garage, they do not have an architectural drawing. They do not have to have a general contractor. The county can be its own general contractor. So I'm making a motion that we start back where we were 2 years ago on this maintenance building and get it done.
So are you making a motion to circumvent the architect?
Yes. I'm making a motion to go back where we were 2 years ago.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second? We got a motion, no, any seconds before I shut it down? All right, motion fails due to lack of a second. Anything else?
At least the people of the second district, they know how Randy knows.
Mr. Attorney, I want to ask you to, I won't say make a comment, but what's your thoughts on this?
Well, like I said at the last meeting, I'm going to advise you to follow the law, and the law requires you to have an architect or an engineer.
So when the comptroller says this is what you have to do, is it their rule or is it is it a law?
It's a state statute.
Okay.
They increased the threshold, because it was 25,000, now it's 50,000. It was increased a few years ago.
So anything the county wants to build out or build over $50,000, we're required by state statute to have an architect.
I don't have the statute right in front of me, but that's roughly correct. The wording's a little bit different, but that's the gist of it.
Okay.
Can you find a case in the state of Tennessee where they enforce this law against the county by doing what I want to be done?
I can look. There might be some ouster proceedings or something where elected officials were removed from office.
Well, like what he said, if I want to go build a pole barn over my place tomorrow, it's going to cost $75,000. I can do that without having to go through the hoops that the county goes through, correct?
Correct.
Why?
Because the state legislature said that the county has to do it.
So they say the county has to do it, but John Smith don't have to.
There are a lot of requirements for the county that don't apply to the.
I'm just asking.
Well, it's always dangerous to speculate what the General Assembly was thinking. But, the idea is probably, these are public buildings and they need to be built to a higher standard and have considerations that a private building doesn't necessarily have to be.
But we're talking about a pole barn.
I've got a question, Mr. Wilson. If I decide to build a barn dominium house for my residents, do I have to bring you a set of plans, architectural plans, to build that?
They may not be stamped, but typically where you purchase that particular, a lot of the builders are gonna provide you a set of plans. Some of them have stamps on them, but it's not necessarily a requirement for your personal use.
What about if a commercial building?
Commercial's different, it would need it.
So if somebody want to build a commercial building, like a barn dominium building, for commercial use, would they have to bring you a set of stamp plans from architect?
Yeah, we would need that.
Does the state fire marshal inspect that commercial building?
They wouldn't inspect it, but it's required by the state.
I mean, I think most commissioners, it bothered me a lot, and I've talked to the mayor about it. We went from 350,000 to whatever it's gonna end up being in this bid, but, I mean, I understand what Randy's saying. I can build, and he's got one, a nice barn building garage, but it's just a little bit different, or a whole lot different when it's a county and commercial. I mean, it's a commercial building, and there's gonna be people in it, and offices, and God forbid, if we built it like this after we know we're not supposed to, and somebody got hurt in that building, an employee, I mean, we all know, every one of us we're responsible, we know what the law is.
Well, the bottom line is that we got accustomed to what Edwin was doing for us at the say, with this building over here, you know, I think those numbers that we were looking at was because of Ed Hogan and what, you know, what we was gonna get from him as a general contractor, so to speak, with the state.
But you're talking about building a new building and moving all this stuff that's in this fire trap over here now. Now, if the fire marshal doesn't need to come and inspect one, it would be to inspect that jail. I mean, I've done a tour of it. And, I mean, it's a fire trap. So, I mean, and you're talking about building a new building, putting half the stuff that's in that one in it and all. I don't see where you have any problem with a fire marshal. I mean, any person. I think the fire marshal is out.
Well, I'm not gonna name a name, but there's a building on my street that they built probably 15 years ago. Big building, bigger than that. It's never been used because the state fire marshal come in. Still not being used. There's no telling what they've got in this building, cannot use it. They haven't made it meet state fire marshal code. I mean, if we went and spent this money, we could be in the same situation with this. Somebody calls the state fire marshal, come in, where's the firewall? Where's it in? It could cost us more in the long run. I mean, I'm not for spending no more money than we have to, I understand. I know exactly what you're saying, but.
I think you look at that building where you're talking about, there's a whole lot of different gray areas
I
that
know.
caused it not to be used and all. It wasn't just because more store maintenance facility and health.
Well, I mean, our maintenance facility over here is gonna have offices, bathrooms, break room. So I mean, it's different, but anybody else got anything on new business? All right, consent counter, we have a motion to approve consent counter. Who said that? Mr. Weekly, motion, second by Mr. Blacker. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Any announcements, statements? Motion adjourned? Motion. All right. Yes, sir.